The following podcast contains mature subject matter, adult themes, and may also contain profanity. You have been warned.
Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome
to The Absurd.
Yeah,
It's a podcast
it is.
about.
The Absurd.
Ooh. That was Mel, my charming co-host, and I'm Rod.
Hi, Rod.
Hi, Mel.
How's it going?
It's going okay. How about you?
Great. I just had some rockets. They tasted great.
And if you're like in America land, you guys call them Smarties. They're those little all sugar candies.
Like, do they taste like rockets?
What does that mean? What do you mean?
You said they call them Smarties.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I need someone to send me some, please.
Dude, you're eating them.
No, I want to see what Smarties written on the outside.
Yeah, they're little multicolored candies that come in a plastic roll.
So good.
You know, like
Pure
a cellophane.
sugar.
Yeah, pure sugar. Our Smarties are different. They're kind of like American plain M&Ms, but way
better. So good.
And peanut free. So a lot of Americans
Smarties.
actually send up to Canada for Smarties.
Really?
Because their kids who are peanut allergy can't eat M&M plain. There's no peanut in them, but they're made in the same facility as M&M peanuts.
That's right. Yes.
Versteh?
Now I want Smarties. You got any Smarties in that
have
bowl?
zero Smarties. Sorry, dude.
All right.
It's funny that we're doing this because it was pointed out to me, and it doesn't surprise me even a little, that we talk about food a lot.
Well,
my nephew Ryan, he pointed it out, and what was it he said he wanted to try now? Some kind of food.
that we talked about?
Yeah, he'd never tried, but now he wants to. Wish I could remember what it is.
Oh, I went, yeah.
But
that'd be
like
great.
you just said before, it's because of the time of day that we always record.
It really is. So typically we record around, 4:30, 5 o'clock. So, you're rolling into dinner time. So, yeah. We be hungry. I'm
We
hungry.
be very hungry.
Yeah.
Je suis très faim.
Well done. Well done.
Thank you. That's like probably 8% of the French I speak.
Oh, yeah?
Well, no, it's less than that.
Fermez la porte.
Ouvre la
Fenêtre.
fenêtre. Yeah.
Pamplemousse.
That's my favorite French word.
Pamplemousse.
Pamplemousse.
Is best.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Do you remember, the Dominion grocery stores?
Yes.
The chain?
Yes.
So, like 15 or 20 years ago, they used to have a commercial on. And the guy, he was dressed up as like a Dominion grocery employee, but working in the bakery. And he was walking through the bakery and talking about it, except the French he was saying had nothing to do with the subtitles below. The subtitles were accurate.
Okay.
But what he was saying made zero sense. So, like, to give an example, at the end, he grabs a baguette off, like, the rack or whatever, breaks it in half in the middle and sniffs it. He goes, bibliothèque. For anyone who doesn't know French, that means library.
Oh, that's awesome.
Right?
Bibliothèque. I'm going to do that now. Every time I pick up some bread, I'm going to smell it.
It's on YouTube. I found that
Bibliothèque.
video. But then Kara made fun of me too when I looked at the grocery store for a bougie maison.
A bougie
You know what that
maison.
means?
A bougie house.
House candle. It's a house candle. And I'm like, what the hell does this mean? Boogie maison. She's like, what the hell are you talking about?
Bougie.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's why we talk about food a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm still really hungry.
Is this the nephew I met at the hockey game?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
it is.
All right.
He's very dedicated to our podcast.
Really?
Yes, he
Well.
loves it.
Thank you, Rod's nephew.
Ryan.
Yeah.
Say thank you, Ryan.
Or thank you, Ryan.
Ha. I made her do that. So, yeah, we got some more stories today.
Yeah?
We sure
All
do.
right. Throw it at me.
I'm starting, aren't I? Mm-hmm. All right. This is a light one, folks. We're starting off light and we're going to end light. But we got some stuff in the middle.
We got some doozies.
Damn right we do. So this woman, she sued a company for assigning her no work, but fully paying her for 20 years.
I love the sound of this.
Let that sink in.
Yeah.
She got paid for 20 years for doing nothing, and she's suing them over it.
Okay. All right. I have questions, but go ahead. Maybe you'll answer them.
Maybe. A woman who was ordered to do no work for the past 20 years but still got paid in full sued her company for harassment and discrimination.
What?
It was reported earlier this week that Lawrence Van Vossenhove was employed as a civil servant by France Telecom in 1993, but was offered a secretary position instead to accommodate her health needs. Van Vossenhove has epilepsy and hemiplegia, the paralysis of one side of the body. She's also a mother of 2 children, one of whom has autism. She reportedly struggled to make ends meet and faced eviction notices. Orange, the telecom company.
Yes.
Orange, yeah. So they took over France Telecom in 2000. And in 2002, Van Vossenhove, I like saying that name, requested a transfer to another region. 2 years later, Orange conducted an occupational medicine report and found that Van Vossenhove wasn't suitable for her role. The company put her on standby, then on sick leave, before eventually offering her retirement due to her health issues. In any case, Van Vossenhove remained an employee who's been paid her salary in full while being assigned nothing. She said she's an outcast secretary, lamenting that she can no longer bear being excluded from work. She alleged that it's the company's way of pushing her to quit. For 20 years. In 2015, she filed a complaint before the government and was referred to the High Authority for the Fight Against Discrimination. Orange then appointed a mediator, but the situation only had little improvement. Van Vossenhove, through her lawyer, said she suffered from depression due to the severe and isolating circumstances. Being paid at home, not working, is not a privilege. It's very hard to bear, she's quoted as saying. Orange, in a statement sent to French newspaper La Dépêche this week, said it did everything to ensure Van Vossenhove worked in the best conditions possible, taking her personal social situation into account. The company said it also planned a return to work in adapted position, but it never happened as Van Vossenhove, well, I said it wrong, Van Wassenhove was regularly on sick leave. Like, okay, all right.
Like,
so,
okay.
So she got paid to do nothing.
Right.
Okay, now, granted, there are people who need to do something.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I don't know that I automatically would call it a good work ethic. It's certainly not a bad one. But some people are just so committed to that, I don't know, sense of purpose or whatever you want to call it, right?
Yep. Need to be doing something all the time.
Sure. Then why didn't she quit and find a different job?
I don't know.
Right? Like she put up with it for 20 years and then finally it was too much.
Right.
Man, if somebody would make me that offer, I would be employee of the month every damn month.
Right? Like, sign me up.
Yes.
That sounds fantastic.
The line where she says here, like, being paid at home, not working, is not a privilege. I think it sounds like a hell of a privilege.
It's a huge privilege to me, yeah.
You know, it's very hard to bear.
Oh,
what, deciding what to have for breakfast?
Yeah.
Shit.
Oh, my God.
Like, different strokes and all that
I
jazz.
guess, but still.
This sounds like this company is either A, utterly incompetent, but it sounds like they knew about her.
Yeah.
And they were just like, whatever. It sounds pretty awesome on their part, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
Like they were really trying to accommodate her.
Yeah.
They were giving her money for nothing. Ugh.
Oh,
Anyway.
wouldn't that be great? I would love to.
It's winning the
nothing.
lottery.
It really is.
It's basically like winning one of those $1,000 a week for the rest of your life kind of thing.
That'd be great.
Oh, you kidding
What,
me?
an extra $1,000 a week?
Extra.
My God.
I'm not a greedy man. You know what I mean?
Mm.
I'd be like, and that's no taxes.
I know.
Because you don't pay taxes in Canada on lottery winners.
Mm-hmm.
So that's net.
I know.
Shit, man.
That would be awesome.
That's got to be like 75 or 80 equivalent.
Uh-huh.
Down. I'm down with that.
I'm down. I would love that.
Down and up.
Down. I don't know.
So, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I have a feeling Mel is going to bring us down a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
She's not a downer. She's more of an upper. But
Thanks.
you're welcome.
Thanks.
But I think her story is not going to be awesomely happy.
No.
No.
But it's just.
But it's a good one.
It's
is
a goodie.
absurd.
Oh God, he did it. Okay.
Carry on.
So, in California, there was a man that was paid nearly $1 million after a 17-hour police interrogation.
Also good money.
Yeah. For 17 hours?
Yeah. I'll do it. I'll do it every day for a week, and I'll be happy.
Yeah.
Sure, man. $7 million. I might need therapy.
Probably.
Yeah. So if I don't
when
know,
you hear how this went, yeah, chances are.
lay it on us.
Yeah. So the city has agreed to pay this man $1 million, $900,000 to be exact, because he was subjected to the 17-hour police interrogation in which officers pressured him to falsely confess to murdering his father, who was alive.
What? Oh,
Yeah.
Sorry, go on.
I know. So this was back in 2018. Thomas Perez Jr. They try. Well, let me go back and explain what happened first.
Sure.
All right. So the incident began on the evening of August 7th, 2018, when Perez Jr.'s father, Thomas Perez Sr., they lived together. He left the house, the dad left the house with the dog to go get the mail. The dog returned a few minutes later, but Perez Sr. did not. The next day, the son called police and reported him missing. Officer Joanna Pina, who took the call, reported that Perez Jr.'s demeanor as suspicious, claiming he seemed distracted and unconcerned with his father's disappearance. The police showed up at the home and they claimed that they found visible blood stains and that the police dog smelled the presence of a corpse.
Oh, wow.
But there was no blood in the home. It was just some random stain that they were trying to convince him that it was blood.
The police were trying to convince. Mm-hmm. Awesome.
Mm-hmm. So Perez Jr. sat for hours of initial questioning while officers obtained additional search warrants allowing them to access devices they had seized. At one point, 2 officers took Perez out of the station and drove him around to different locations to investigate his father's disappearance. The officers berated him, insisted he killed his father, and did not remember it, and telling him he did not need his medication, as Perez begged for medical attention.
Wow.
Yes. Eventually, detectives falsely told Perez that his father's body had been located and that he was in the morgue with stab wounds. Perez then falsely confessed and was left alone in the room where video captured him trying to hang himself. So here's this guy, after 17 hours of police in your face saying you did it, when he's already has mental illness of some sort. And then this poor guy just gives into it all and says, I did it. And because they said they were going to kill his dog. Did I mention that yet?
Sorry, the police said they were going to kill his dog?
Yeah. Did I mention that part yet?
No.
Where was it here?
The fig.
Okay. So Perez Jr.'s lawyer said that Perez Sr. had left their home to visit a friend, which is why he had not returned. And that his daughter informed the police that he was at the airport on his way to visit her in Northern California. Steering said that the police did not give up. However, they informed Perez Jr. that his father was alive and instead kept him isolated in a psychiatric hold for 3 days while he believed both his dog and father had been killed. Jeez. So they were basically saying that his dog was depressed from all of the stuff that was happening, claiming that he was murdered in front of the dog. Like, it just got really, really odd. There's footage that shows Perez in extreme emotional and physical distress.
Whoa, guess.
The officers brought his dog in and said the animal would need to be put down due to depression from witnessing a murder that had not actually occurred. So yeah, this guy, he wasn't getting his meds. He's being interrogated. Now he feels like, yeah, maybe I did kill my dad, and they're going to kill my dog if I don't confess.
Wait, you know what's really sickening? All of this would be thrown the hell out.
Yeah.
In a court.
Yeah.
And the cops don't give a shit. We'll get to them in a minute. Sorry.
Yeah.
Go on.
Yeah, that's pretty much the end of it. Like
Oh, okay.
He did get the dog back. The dog's fine.
So
the dog was not killed, but he was transported to a hospital on involuntary psychiatric hold.
Well, wait a second. I thought he didn't need the medication.
Yeah, I know.
Why
right?
would they send him to a facility when he doesn't need medication? I've got to know. Did these cops face any kind of disciplinary action?
No.
Of course they did.
No.
Of course not.
No.
You know
I
what?
think it's still under investigation, but
Damn
as it
well
stands
better be.
right now, there's been nothing.
I mean, do you know the acronym ACAB?
ACAB? No.
ACAB. Stands for All Cops Are Bastards.
Yeah.
I don't subscribe to that.
No, I don't believe that
I
either.
know quite a number of police officers.
Yep. Same.
And for the most part, they're good guys.
Yep.
The problem I have with police is the good cops never go against the bad cops.
No.
They stand up for them because they're brothers in blue.
Right.
Which makes all cops look like shit.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because it's the old adage, it only takes a few bad apples.
Yep.
There's a lot in police.
Yep.
Like these assholes. They should be done. They should be fired.
Yep.
Not only fired, they should be charged.
Absolutely.
And what, so this is not true everywhere. It's not even true everywhere in Canada or even Ontario. But our local police force, if they're under investigation and get suspended, they still get full pay, which is about, call it average, about $100,000 a year, plus benefits that most of us would dream of. They still get all that. And if the verdict comes in and they appeal it, they're still on it, as long as it takes.
Crazy.
Police get sued a lot. Not always justifiably, but for wrongful arrest or this and that.
Yeah.
We're not talking necessarily massive amounts, 50 or 100,000. But that comes out of taxpayers' money.
Yes.
If every time a cop screws up, and I don't mean makes a little mistake, we all make mistakes, but is negligent and bloody well knows that what they're doing is incorrect and against procedure, if a lawsuit comes forward and is declared to be a winner, that money should come out of the police union, not from taxpayers' coffers.
100%.
Because there's no punishment then.
No.
Nothing.
No, exactly.
So I wish I had that job that I could do basically whatever I want and never face any real recrimination most of the time.
Yeah, like the poor guy was trying to kill himself after all this.
Yeah. And that's on them, but they won't care because they'll dress it up as we're heroes, we protect everybody.
Yeah, sure.
Did you know in the U.S., it's not true here, fortunately, but in the U.S., cops are not required to assist you.
Really?
Really. They're not required to intervene. If you're getting the shit beat out of you, they're not required to intervene.
Then what's the point?
Good question. Bearing in mind, being a police officer in the States, it's a lot easier to become a cop in the States than it is here.
Right.
And the pay is very low. And that's the argument here as to why pay here is high, because it's meant to keep them honest.
Yes. Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
That's literally why.
Uh-huh.
So they're like, well, why would I give up this job for a illegal side hustle? Some still do it.
Sure.
But most don't. Right? And I don't want anybody to think I'm bad-mouthing the police. We absolutely need a police force.
Yes,
but they need to be accountable, just like everybody else is in their jobs.
100%.
And to you good cops, if you're listening, don't stand up for your asshole brothers just because they're wearing the same uniform. That's bullshit. They make you look bad. Get rid of them. Get more cops like you in there.
Yep.
That's what I'm saying.
Agreed.
Yeah, that's a tale of woe.
It's a tale of woe.
I'm glad he got some money. I hope those cops up there get fired hardcore.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Not good. Not a good situation, that's for
No.
sure.
I'm glad he got some money, though. And I hope that guy's taken care of.
Yeah, you got something.
Yeah,
but-
whether it's worth it, I don't know. Sounds pretty
I don't
horrific.
know, because that sounds like something that's, gonna stick with you.
Oh, yeah, I should think. Only forever. Hey, I have a question for you, Mel. Are you ready for this tricky question?
I can't wait.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you won't have
Let
to.
me hold my breath.
So, now be honest here. Like, don't think outlandishly.
Uh-huh.
How old do you think the youngest human female to become pregnant was?
I don't know if I want to know.
Well, you're going to know regardless, so you got to play.
I don't know.
No clue, eh? Not even going to try to guess?
7.
Good guess.
I don't know.
No, it's a very good guess. It's wrong. But it's a very good
It's
guess.
a very good guess.
In 1939, Lena Medina.
Lena Medina.
I like a name that rhymes.
Icy Cold Medina.
Oh my
Sorry.
God. Became the youngest confirmed mother in medical history at just 5 years old. Lena Marcela Medina de Guardo. God, that's fun.
Wow.
Thank you.
Well done.
Born 23rd of September 1933, is a Peruvian, she's still alive, Peruvian woman who became the youngest confirmed mother in history when she gave birth to son Gerardo on 14th of May 1939, aged 5 years, 7 months, and 21 days. Based on the medical assessments of her pregnancy, she was less than 5 years old when she became pregnant, which was possibly due to what's called precocious puberty.
Okay.
Her parents took her to a hospital in Pisco at age 5 due to increasing abdominal size. Doctors originally thought she had a tumor, but then determined that she was in her 7th month of pregnancy. Dr. Gerardo Lozada had specialists in Lima confirm the pregnancy. 6 weeks after the diagnoses, on 14th of May 1939, Lena gave birth to son Gerardo by cesarean section. I would hope so.
Yeah.
She was 5 years, 7 months, and 21 days old, the youngest person in history to give birth. The cesarean birth was necessitated by her small pelvis. The doctors found she had fully mature sexual organs from precocious puberty. Dr. Edmundo Esquimal, I love pronouncing Spanish, even if it's wrong, I love the way I sound, reported her case in the medical journal La Presse Médicale, including that her menarche, which is the first menstrual cycle, in female humans had occurred at 8 months of age.
What?
Yep. In contrast to previous reports that she had regular periods since the age of 3 or 2.5. So it was actually started at 8 months.
Oh my
old.
God.
Her son Gerardo weighed 2.7 kilograms or 6 pounds at birth and was named after Lena's doctor. Gerardo was raised believing Medina to be his sister before finding out at age 10 that she was his mother. After initially remaining with the family, the doctor was allowed to take custody of Gerardo at his home in Lima. Subsequently, he employed Lena at his clinic in Lima, where she also resided, though Lena was only able to see Gerardo, her son, occasionally. Gerardo soon grew up healthy, but died in 1979 at the age of 40 from bone marrow disease. Identity of the father? Gotta be wondering.
That's what I've been wondering the whole time.
According to Peruvian law, the mere fact of Medina's pregnancy meant that she had been raped at some point before her 5th birthday. Medina has never revealed the identity of the father, nor the circumstances of her impregnation. The doctor suggests that she might not know herself, as she couldn't give precise responses.
Right.
Lena's father was arrested on suspicion of child sexual abuse, but released due to lack of evidence. In young adulthood, Medina worked as a secretary in the Lima clinic of Lozada, which gave her an education and helped put her son through high school. She married and had a second son in 1972. In 2002, she refused an interview with writers, just as she had turned away many reporters in years past. So there you go. A mother at 5 in kindergarten. So this precocious puberty is a legit thing. It doesn't happen too often, fortunately. She's starting to menstruate at 8 months old.
That's crazy.
No kidding.
You can't even go to the bathroom alone, let alone.
No, you're still in diapers, aren't you? Are you not?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
At 8 months, of course you
are.
Yeah. So I guess that covers if you'll pardon the term, it covers a couple of sins.
Sure. Yeah.
Save on some product.
Yeah.
But still, at what point do you explain that to her as a parent? You're becoming
I have
a woman.
no answers.
You're not. Biologically, you are.
Yeah.
But in no real sense whatsoever, right? And I did read elsewhere that it was suspected to be the father, but only by circumstance.
Right.
Just because there was really nobody else around.
Right. Yeah.
But somebody obviously had sex with her.
Someone obviously did.
Which is appalling.
Yeah. And maybe she just doesn't remember because you're 4.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't remember anything when I was 4.
But then again, it would have to be, to some extent, traumatic.
Yeah.
At least physically.
Well, yeah.
Right? Because she's a 4-year-old girl.
Yeah.
Just because her sexual organs are matured, she's still a 4-year-old girl, the size of a 4-year-old. There's no way that can't hurt.
God.
But anyway, or maybe she does know and she doesn't want to say.
Yep.
Who knows? Who knows? It's her choice, I guess.
Well, didn't it say her son's dead now?
Yeah, he died at age 40.
Yeah. So.
From bone marrow. But she has another son, from a different man.
Sure.
Well, she had him when she was somewhere time in her 30s. So that makes more sense.
I always wonder, in situations like that, on her deathbed, assuming she gets to a deathbed, and then say who it was if she knows who it is. Yeah. Right?
Yeah. Or just make it up.
Or just make it up.
Yeah, make it up.
Suckers.
Remember that dick who wouldn't give me the extra fries? That's who it was. Even though he wasn't born yet.
Fries.
Oh, God, I did it again, didn't I? Sorry. But yeah, so that's... but I just wondered this. If you started, your period at 8 months, would you become menopausal earlier? I wonder. And I know you don't have the answer.
I don't have the answer.
I don't know. Anyway, that's for another
be
time.
done when you're 28 or something.
Well, you're starting 8 months. You're starting let's say 12 years or 11 years earlier. Yeah, so you could be in your 30s.
Oh man.
Anyway, she had a kid in her 30s, so obviously
great.
not.
That'd be great.
I don't know.
Sign me up.
Okay. Your name's on the list. All right.
Thanks.
What do you got for us?
I've got one about pooping.
Oh. Well, we all do it, as the toilet paper commercial says.
Yep. It's pooping on the moon is a messy business.
Yeah, because there's really low gravity.
That's right. Where does it go?
Good question. Do you have the answer?
Well, some of it. It gets really technical, so we're not going to go into all the super technical.
I'm curious to hear how poop on the moon can become technical. But
all right.
Lay it on
Well,
us.
like you said, everybody poops.
They do.
Including astronauts.
Yes, definitely.
In fact, the first picture of Neil Armstrong ever snapped from the surface of the moon shows a waste bag that may have well contained poop.
Huh.
The Apollo crews left a total of 96 bags of waste.
Really?
Yes, including urine and feces, across their 6 landing sites.
Oh, I see.
Which are still sitting there to this day.
Yeah, well, they're not going anywhere, literally.
A celestial reminder that wherever humans go, we bring our shit with us. So these, they call them the Apollo bags. Sometimes shorthanded as the poo bags.
I like that better.
Have been the subject of much interest and speculation since they were deposited on the moon more than 50 years ago. Human feces is packed with microbial life, which means that the moon hosted life on its surface for an unknown period of time after each Apollo landing.
Ooh.
Learning how long these microbes survived in the extraterrestrial increment would reveal tantalizing insights into the mystery of life's origins on Earth and its potential existence elsewhere.
Yeah.
The bags also raise questions about our cultural heritage and environment impact on the lunar environment. If there's going to be humans permanently living on the moon someday, you don't want bags of poo lying everywhere.
No, it's true.
It's a hazard. It's unsightly. It's not what we want to do. So the question is, what are the environmental standards that we will apply? There's apparently there's no hard and fast rules right now on that whole situation.
No, I mean, it's not a big priority, I don't suppose.
No. The messy business of waste management and disposal in space has plagued astronauts and mission planners since we first started blasting our meat bag bodies into space.
Wow. Meat bag bodies.
When the biological functions of man are discussed, they are more likely to evoke laughter than to stimulate interest. We take for granted that when we go to the bathroom on Earth, our urine and feces helpfully separate from our bodies thanks to the forces that govern objects with mass. Gravity affects poop, just as it does planets and people. But in micro or lunar gravity, waste does not disconnect from the body so easily, and it can behave unpredictably in storage.
So you could wipe forever and ever.
Yes. Oh, God.
Beauty.
Okay. So I guess they've turned some phrases such as fecal popcorning. Fecal popcorning.
Well, that's really unappealing.
Yeah. Referring to the movements of astropoop as it bounces off the sides of space toilet contamination tanks.
Wow. These are things I've never thought about in my life.
I know, like
Do
pooping
go
in
on.
space.
No, it's interesting.
Okay. At the dawn of the space age, American crews literally just taped a bag on their butts when they had to go. A system that infamously resulted in escaped turds floating around the Apollo 10 command module.
I don't like that.
But despite the taboo nature of the topic, the astronauts have learned quickly the importance of gravity in the mechanics of defecation.
Yeah.
Today, the International Space Station has toilets with a hose and a head that uses suction to remove urine and feces.
Oh. Go
I'm
on.
so curious.
Yeah.
Providing a little bit more comfort and ease for astronauts is using these suction hoses.
Yeah.
But scientists haven't developed a circular system that can dispose of all the biological waste produced by humans in space. Urine, feces, vomit, and menstrual blood, which is a major technology gap for future human space exploration.
Why can't you just put it out into space? What's the worst that could happen?
I think that's
That's got to be it. Like, what? Who cares?
yeah.
Like, oh, we're filling the universe with poop. Yeah, well, it'll take a while, you know.
Yeah, but
I
it's
never thought about any of it. Well, nobody. I mean, these are good. Like, they're necessary questions.
yeah, like what do you do with poop?
Like, okay, you guys got to hold it for 6 days till you're back.
Yeah,
No,
like pee
no.
would just like
Yeah, it
float
would
through
basically
the air.
bead up,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And float through the air. Yeah, you're right.
yeah,
And on the moon, where there is some gravity, it's a lot less. Mm-hmm. Like, you don't want to stand on the moon and push down with your knees and jump up as high as you can.
right.
Bye.
Yeah, exactly.
You know. So, but what's wrong with taking that bag of poop and giving her a heave
I don't know.
up into the sky and see ya?
Right.
Like, interestingly, if you were one of those astronauts, your poop would be circulating throughout the cosmos forever.
I know,
You
right?
know what I mean? Like, we all want some immortality. That's kind of a
Yeah.
weird flex.
Until
but-
it comes into our gravity again and
well, it's possible. But it would
splats
burn
on
up.
someone.
But it would burn up on re-entry.
Yeah, it probably would. Yeah.
Well, I hope so.
Yeah, fire poop.
That'd be ooh, that's not bad. I was thinking meat bag would be a good name for a metal band.
Meat
But
bag.
fire poop, that's not as good.
Fire poop. No.
No.
Poops of fire? No.
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 That's interesting.
Yeah, so there you go. There's some more research. It got really technical into all the other stuff, but that was the guts of it. That they're still working on that. It's still a work in progress.
I am not going to lie. I am quite my curiosity has been piqued by this suction devices.
I know. Like,
people sing the praises of bidets. How about this?
Yeah.
It's like
what about a pee sucker?
A poop vacuum.
Yeah.
No, I don't like that. I like the concept. I don't like any name that could come up with it. I won't like it.
Anus sucker.
I certainly do not like that. No, I hate that actually. So that's
there you go.
It ain't green
now
cheese.
You can
on
go
the
to
moon.
sleep thinking about poop in space.
Well, because this kind of thing will, so when they start settling places like on the moon or on Mars, they'll have to, there has to be waste management.
Yeah, you would think.
Well, there'll have to be.
Yeah.
But I don't want to know why.
Someone with a fishnet catcher, going through catching poop from the sky.
Yeah. No.
Can you imagine being up in space and you're the other astronauts going to the bathroom and then all you hear is, "Oh shit, it's coming your way."
Oh no, quick,
just Mr. Hanky flying through the
cover the soup.
Cover the soup.
Well,
oh God. Anyways.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I'm sure I won't be around, not in this life anyway, to see what happens with this poop phenomenon.
Yeah.
Moon poop. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, no, but it really is, because I never, I've always been fascinated by astronomy and space exploration. And I've never thought about that. Okay. Which is weird, because it's a biological necessity. If you don't do it, you're going to be in a bad way real soon.
Yeah.
Never occurred to me. Well, now a whole world of possibilities.
Whole world of possibilities are going to open up for Rod.
For my imagination. Not going to be pretty, kids. Do you have anything else there?
That's it for today. That's all I got.
Okay, well,
I'm going to leave you on the space poop.
Yeah, well, we got to do her. All right.
Well, if you enjoy hearing stories like space poop.
And we hope you do.
Yeah, because I sure do. Follow us on Facebook at The Absurd. Look for the picture of the woman with the paper bag over her head. That's not me. Also on Instagram at _absurd_podcast. And if you'd like to try that again. If you'd like to contact us with your own absurd stories, or you just want to say hey, you can DM us or email us at absurdthepodcast@gmail.com. And you can find us on all major streaming services too.
Yep.
Yeah, we're on them all.
Deezer, Spotify, Amazon Music, YouTube, Apple Podcasts.
Yeah, iHeartRadio. Yeah.
Did I say YouTube?
I don't know.
Me neither. YouTube.
Anyways, it's all there on our socials, so you can check it out.
Yeah.
All the links are there.
And we want to thank everyone again for listening. We genuinely appreciate having you along.
Yes, we do.
Mel and I enjoy doing this very much, and we want to keep doing it.
Absolutely.
So give us a review. Shoot us a 5-star review. We like that.
I like 5-star reviews.
It's an ego stroke, not going to lie.
Yeah.
But it also helps bring us up higher in the search results. So we want people to find us.
Yeah.
We're lost.
And if you have some fun stuff you'd like us to talk about,
let us know.
Shoot us a message.
And we'll give you a shout out. Unless you don't want us to, you would just indicate that in the email saying, hey, I don't want my name. Okay, dude, no problem. But we would tell your story. I just had a conversation of 2 people.
You did. That was great.
That was nothing.
That was fantastic.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for stopping by. It was awesome.
Thank you. Bye.
Take care.
The Absurd Podcast is written, produced, and recorded by Rod and Mel. Music by Audionautics.com.